today we're going to make crostata. It's an Italian tart, and they're very household ingredients. We have everything pretty much in our cupboard. Our crostata is really good. It's made with filled jam or Nutella. Of course, the kids love the Nutella, and the grown-ups kind of don't want to eat that chocolate, so they use a jam. Right now I'm going to be making it with my yellow plum jam made in 2016 that I picked from some trees in a farm that we go to. And these ingredients are really simple. A lot of Italians make this cake because it's not anything for any holiday, any specific holiday. It's made for the house. I mean, it's a weekly crostata that we make. So in America, my friends know when they come over to the house for some coffee, crostata was always there. Here, also in Italy, it's always the same. Again, once a week, I make this crostata with a different jam or different filling. And it's very nice. It's also good with a nice cup of coffee in the morning or a cappuccino. So it kind of is our Italian donut. Okay, let's go ahead and start showing our ingredients that we need. So right here we have 2 1/4 cups of flour. Just normal flour. Of course, I mixed a little bit of wheat in it, so you can also use 1 cup of wheat, 1 cup and 1/4 of the flour, whichever you prefer. I have here a 1/2 cup of sugar. We have 2 eggs. We also have 3 tablespoons of powdered baking powder. And we have our 1 lemon zest. And we have a cup of butter. I've also added 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and we're going to get started. All right, so here we go. Again, I'll repeat it. This is 2 1/4 cups of flour, and we're going to make a small little well. Okay, I usually can make this even on top of the board, but I'm going to show you this way. Okay, then we're going to use our sugar. Again, this is the 1/2 cup of sugar, and our 2 eggs, beaten or not. We're going to be moving these in here. Our 3 tablespoons of baking powder. Our 1 lemon rind. This lemon smells so nice. Of course, in Italy here we have our lemons pretty fresh all year round. Our tablespoon of vanilla. And then our butter, which is softened. All ingredients need to be softened, okay? They all need to be at your room temperature. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the butter in, okay? And then we're kind of going to go mix that in. Mix, mix, mix. Now, wash your hands, make sure they're clean, because we're going to have to get in here in a few seconds here with our hands. Because our butter, even though it's softened, okay, we want to incorporate that butter, melt it. Our hand with the room temperature of our hands, the temperature will amalgamate all this together. Now don't worry, it's a little dry. Like I said, I prefer doing it on top of the board, but it's easy in here too. I want to show you how easy this is, that you don't need a mixer or anything. And when we're done with this, of course now, very simple, just to make this easier, we'll put this all on the board. You guys can leave it in the bowl, it's fine. Leave it inside the bowl, and eventually this will all pick up. A few seconds here. Okay. See how it's coming together? Ah, the smell, just wonderful. Between the lemon and the vanilla, it smells really good. There it is, very soft. Almost like making pasta dough. If anybody has watched my pasta videos, pretty much the same thing. And there it is, it's all come together. It absorbed all the 2 1/4 cup of flour. And, you know, make it really nice. Get it all in there. It's a little sticky, but not a lot. And that's how we want it. We want it to be, you need a little bit more flour. Keep it on hand. Just, you know, dust it a little bit. You don't want it floury. You want this to be nice and soft. See how soft that is? There you go. Now, what we're going to do, very simply, okay, you can have done this on top of a table, of your counter also. I'm going to roll that again. We'll do the division after. What I like to do is, because one part is going to be the ribbon on the top and one part on the bottom, okay, what I do is take a nice bag. We have a lot of biodegradable bags here in Italy, so I like to use these. I add a little bit of flour inside of that, and then I add that in here. And there's a reason why. What we're going to do now is we're going to put this into the fridge, and we want to leave it for about a half an hour. You can leave it overnight, but then in the morning when you want to make it, you'll have to take it out a little bit before, because to soften that butter again, to roll it out with your rolling pin. I'm going to keep it a half an hour, and we'll be back, and I'll show you how I roll this out, part to the ribbon and part in the fridge. You can relax, stay in there up to even, like I said, overnight, but then you take it out a couple hours before so that the dough softens. And this is the finished product right here. As you can see, it has to be a little hard. Then you'll need for this one here, for the second part, a pan, which I measured this one, and it's about a 10-inch wide pan. If you go any wider, you have to use a square one, but right now, today, normally we use this little round low one. Then we'll need some flour, extra flour, just to roll it out. You'll need 1 egg wash with a little bit of milk, so that this will be for the top of the crostata. And we'll also need our jam, or whatever you're going to use, strawberry, Nutella, any kind of jam is going to really be good for this one. Okay, and a rolling pin, of course. So we're going to get started then, okay? So let's just move this away. We're not going to need this right now. Okay, and we'll bring that back in. We're going to put a little bit of flour on our board. We're going to turn that over. Okay, and we're going to divide this not in half, but maybe 3/4, because we want to save a little piece of this for our ribbons, okay? And we'll show you in a minute what we're going to do with that one there. So here it is right here, and this might be too big, but you can remold this very easily. As you can see, I feel nice and cool, so that's where I know that I've left it in there long enough. Okay, I put a little bit of flour on my rolling pin, and we're going to try to get this a little bit 10-inch little circle. Okay, don't forget to add a little bit of flour. And don't worry, see how it's breaking? That looks really good. That's why. That doesn't matter. What you do, just add a little bit of flour on the top. And keep rolling it till about 10 inches. About 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay. And right here, we kind of have our circle already. I'll show you what we're going to do now. What we're going to do, of course, just like your pies, we're going to fold that in half. We're going to take our tin and center your fold. Open this up. Now it's really, really breakable. And don't worry. See how I can mold that? I can mold this. And I can cut it, because we're going to do a little bit of a loop around here. Watch, eh? And you think you see this really thin? This is going to raise really nicely. So what I do is I cut off the extra. Okay, as so. Okay, so there's your extra there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this down and press it against the edge. And if I need a little bit, I just take a little piece from here and you can just mold it right in. This will bake and you won't even see it. Okay, a little bit of flour on your hand. Roll that in, keep that rolling. Okay, and keep rolling this. It makes a little bit of a, and I'll show you why in a minute. So just take your edges, roll it down, almost like forming a little rope, and I'll show you that. There you go. And kind of put your edges down on there. Okay, and there's a reason for that, and you'll see in a minute. Okay, so we have our thing, we have our extra here. That's going to go back over here to our little thing, our little roller. We're going to be rolling that out. And now, very simply, we're going to go ahead and put our, we're going to put our jam in here. Nice layer. How much? A layer. Enough to sort of just coat that bottom of the crostata. Just a little bit like that. You can even do two kinds. One side strawberry, one side chocolate, Nutella. You can do apricot, is just delicious. I was almost going to make an apricot, but I thought I'd make my yellow plum. Okay, very simple. See how easy that is? And now we're going to make our ribbon. So here's what it's going to look like. Kind of make sure it's all covered, that you don't see any of the dough underneath. I'd say another 1/8 of an inch of product there. Okay, and then we're going to take our extra here. Okay, our little extra, and we're going to roll him out. Now here you could use a ribbon cutter. I'm just going to make it with a normal square knife today. I'm going to use our knife. And these will break, but we'll just add them. You'll see, we're going to just keep adding them. And after they cook, you won't even see that they've been broken. But it makes a really pretty, look to the crostata. I need a little bit more under here. Let's see. And we'll just pull that away and put a little bit of flour under there. See? No cooking is perfect. You experiment with everything. Put a little bit more under there because we want to be able to lift this. That's why. There you go. Okay. Looks messy, but it isn't, because it all works out. There you go. Now you could have rolled this between two pieces of parchment paper, made it a little bit easier, so it's up to you. And all we're going to do, find the thickness. Again, this is about 1/8 of an inch. And we're going to cut our strips, okay? Bring in our crostata pan again. And hopefully lift these up very slowly. And if they break, see, like I said, you can just pop them. We've been doing so many of these, this is all it does. And join them. All right, like that. I'm going to make a really nice, kind of thicker one today. Normally you can roll these up too. You can make little teeny rolls. But the original crostata has this on it. Has the ribbon. Any leftover, these make wonderful little cookies. You can roll this out and fill it and make little cookies, or make a little teeny crostata to bring to work. Okay. We're going to put I'm going to put this one on it. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to continue this. We're going to do it really fast. Do the other one. So we're almost there. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's really forgiving because nobody will see this once it's cooked. This bakes right out. Okay, so now we're going to do, we've done them vertically. Now we're going to do them horizontally, or you can do corner to corner like an apple pie. So every first one you've made, you put the next one on. See, it's forming the little basket look. There we go. And I bet you my American friends there who used to come over will remember this ribbon cake, crostata. Okay, we're almost there. There. Okay. Now what I like to do is, in the middle of each one, I kind of like to press it. That's it. Now, we'll clean this up. Be some nice cooked bakers here and clean up so that we don't have everything here. See how nice that is? We can still gonna make some leftover cookies with that one there. Okay. Now what we're going to do with the fork, the reason we rolled that up around is we're going to push down with a little bit of flour. Add flour, push it down. There you go. And that's going to go all the way around. Looks nice. Just gives a nice presentation. Okay. And we're almost there. All we're going to do is put our egg wash on top here. Put it in a 350 oven for a good 25 to 30 minutes. You'll see it gets nice and brown. And when you take it out, let it cool down. And of course you floured and buttered your pan. It's kind of something that any baker knows how to do. So there it goes right there. See, it's not perfect, but it'll look perfect. Then we'll take our egg wash and we will give it a nice go. Try to get even each one. It's okay if it falls a little bit on the jam. It'll cook. You could omit this. You could use just plain milk if you don't want to use the egg, if there's any allergies. So go ahead and use milk. That'll do it too. And if you leave it plain, it'll be okay. Okay, so here it is. We've put our egg wash on it. Okay. And they're ready to go. We're ready to go in the oven. So here it is. And we're going to put it in our 350 oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And they'll be nice and golden. Okay. If the longer you keep it in, the more it'll be it gets really dark. So I like to take it out when it's almost golden. Okay. And we'll see you at the finish of our little crostata. There it is right there. Isn't that beautiful? See how I told you that you can't even see where the pieces were broken. It just all amalgamates and comes together. Okay. Now, after you've let it cool down, and I mean you have to let it cool down from half an hour to 3/4 of an hour, it's got to cool. Your hand underneath the pan is cool. If you want to cut it in the pan, that's fine too. Now I'm going to show you how we take it out of the pan. We make sure that this thing is free all over because you have buttered and floured that pan, as I told you before. So we put one plate over and we turn it. Then, since I want to make it pretty, because I'm going to put it in a raised little plate, there you go. And that's how we do it. You can put it back in this one, but that's how we put it in. And we might put maybe a little powdered sugar on it if you wanted to, if you were going to give it to somebody. And we're going to show you how it is now. Cake has come out of the oven. We're going to put a little bit of powdered sugar on it. Like we said, if you're going to give it to somebody. And let's cut into this really cool crostata. You see how it formed beautifully. Look at that. It turned in, like I told you, it didn't lie, 1 inch thick. Just gorgeous, nice and you know, it's a crostata. That means something crunchy, something hard. So here we go, and we're gonna cut a nice piece, nice slice. Oh, I'm dying to have a little piece of this. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Just gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Okay, imagine. There it goes in here. And the crostata, as you can see, I'm going to show you, is eaten with your hands. You could use a fork, but it's so nice and firm that all we do is, oh, delicious. Soft, tender on the bottom, and nice and crunchy on the top. I'm going to have another piece. Okay. Delicious, delicious. I hope you try this. Subscribe to my channel, Marisa's Cucina Italiana. There'll be more of these nice Italian recipes to come. And if you have any questions, just email me. I can answer you right back and give you any fast explanation that you want. So enjoy and mangia mangia.